What's up everyone, this is FP6 bringing you some Go Battle League battles here in the Kanto Cup, and in today's video I'm going to be running a really solid team that I've been rolling with in the Kanto Cup here and been continuing to climb a little bit. It's Hypno in the lead, running Thunder Punch and Shadow Ball. So Shadow Ball gives you nice coverage against like Alolan Muck or opposing Psychic types, and Thunder Punch for the Lapras matchup is very nice. And then Lickitung on the safe swap typically is very bulky, and having access to Body Slam to hit for neutral damage on a lot of things is really great. And then I decided to give Blastoise a try as well. Blastoise having access to Hydro Cannon and then Ice Beam, providing it some coverage against if you see any grass types, is pretty nice. And Blastoise has a surprising amount of bulk and really can output a lot of damage with that water gun, and Hydro Cannon, as we know, is a really solid move. So I'm just going to be showcasing some battles running this team. I went on a really nice win streak with this, and then unfortunately I had a loss due to like really bad lag, but it always happens, so we'll just roll with that. So I have my Lickitung against a Hypno right now, which is obviously a favorable matchup. Lick is hitting for super effective damage. Hypno is very bulky, and so it really can tank these body slams no problem, but Lickitung can take the punches from Hypno no problem at all. You're going to be able to farm that down. Out comes Alolan Muck, and I'm lagging a little bit, but going to be able to get off this body slam here. And I have so much energy stored, I'm going to be able to throw another body slam. And I burn a shield. I am lagging. Looks like mutual lag though. I'm able to get to this body slam. Most likely going to burn the final shield, and then I'm going to immediately swap into my Blastoise and put on the pressure with this Hydro Cannon and take out that Alolan Muck there to be able to win that game. Good game. Alolan Graveler in the lead. Not great at all. We're both hitting for neutral damage. Thunder Punch is going to be resisted. But Shadow Ball will be hitting for neutral damage. I had a feeling that they were going to go straight for the Stone Edge here, and so I am able to shield it. And here's the lag that I'm talking about. I'm tapping my screen, but my opponent is just getting moves through while I'm completely frozen. Yeah, this is not great at all. I get hit by a Stone Edge. I'm still trying to throw my Shadow Ball here. Gonna throw it, but unfortunately it gets shielded, and then they have a Machamp to hard punish my Lickitung. I am missing so many fast moves. I'm doing one lick for every like 2 counters that this Machamp is getting in, so it's just getting in so much free energy while I'm unfortunately just stuck there lagging. But I wanted to play this game out just to see what the third Pokemon was, to see if I even had a chance if the lag didn't occur. I bring out my Hypno. I'm able to get 1 Confusion's worth of damage, which is really all I need. Now I can bring in my Blastoise and farm this down. But honestly, that Alolan Graveler is still going to cause a lot of problems. They're probably going to bring it in right here and burn my last shield. Yep. I need to be able to farm this down, but they're most likely just going to switch out right now. Still getting the weak connection. Something about this this particular game. Oh, and then my shield doesn't go through, and then I'm completely frozen, and here's a Hypno in the back. Potentially had play if I wouldn't have lagged so much in the beginning, but that was the loss that ended one of my fairly long win streaks with this team, which is unfortunate. But my opponent swaps a Hypno, and Lickitung is a great response to Hypno. There are not too many things that like hard punish Lickitung safe swap. We will see in some of these battles my opponents are running like a Pidgeot. That's a really solid answer that I've seen to Lickitung, especially if you can just Feather Dance and then go for a huge farm down. It really works out very well. But this is a prime example of when Lickitung is able to land itself in a positive matchup and farm a lot of energy. It's just going to be so powerful. I switch out of the Lickitung there because I feel like I can potentially preserve it for whatever's in the back. Plus, my whole team handles Nidoqueen fairly alright. So I just kind of bring in this Blastoise to just absorb all this damage from the Nidoqueen. They're going to let it go, and in the back is a Mew. So I'm really glad that I saved my Lickitung. It's going to be able to do a lot of damage to this Mew. I'm going to bring out my Hypno just purely to absorb all of this damage. And the game was lagging, and it caused me to over-tap a confusion there. I really wanted to throw my move before they threw a charge move, but it's alright. I am fully committed to just going straight Thunder Punch at this point because I'm putting on a lot of shield pressure. Or if they let this go through, I'm just going to be able to take them out with Lick. And I have so much energy stored on my Lickitung already. Going to be able to throw this Body Slam. Classic weak connection symbol. Had a feeling that this was going to be a serve, so I'm going to let this go through, knowing that I survive it. And those Shadow Claws being double resisted are pretty much doing nothing to Lickitung. Good game. Man, Kanto Cup used to be one of my favorite metas, and then I started running into a lot of team comps where people are running XL Chansey. Have any of you faced an XL Chansey? Man, it just makes me want to close the app and not play because it's so painfully terrible to play out. And I've even seen a lot of people run like XL Chansey and XL Lickitung on the same team and just go for like a timeout strat, and those games are just totally awful and unbearable to play. And so that kind of killed my vibe of playing Kanto Cup. I've since been playing more Master Premier and just really working on cleaning up some of my matchups with the team that I've been using, but I really enjoyed the Kanto Cup meta until XL Chansey became a more common thing, and then I just started running into so many Chanseys that it really took away my love for Kanto Cup. But I'm going to bring out my Lickitung onto this Blastoise, and this is where having access to Power Whip is pretty nice. Going to be able to hit for some super effective damage, and then I actually end up mirroring with my own Blastoise to try to get a jump start on energy. But all I need to do is land 2 Hydro Cannons on this Hypno, and the Water Gun damage plus 2 Hydro Cannons will be enough to take this out. And I'm farming up extra because I was keeping track of the Hypno's energy, and they were at a Thunder Punch right there. So I farmed up as much as possible, and then I'm going to be able to farm down their Blastoise and take that game. Good game. Another Lapras lead. Lapras is another really common pick in the Kanto Cup. Very bulky and has a pretty good moveset as well. My opponent correctly times their charge move here. Does not allow me to get any extra free energy. And I, in turn, throw 2 Confusions against their 3 Ice Shards. So 8 turns against 9 turns to try to avoid them sneaking in any free energy. I'm going to swap my Lickitung here just to mix it up and try to get a read of what they might have in the back. They bring out their own Lickitung. So they led Lapras and they have a Lickitung. They are extremely weak to a fighter lead, which makes me think that there could be a Hypno in the back. There might be a Pidgeot in the back. There might be an Alolan Muck in the back. They need something that's going to be a really solid response to if they were to see a Machamp in the lead. So I'm farming up as much energy as possible here, trying to do as much damage to this opposing Lickitung as possible. Able to throw another Body Slam here, and I'm just chipping this Lickitung down. I know that they have a lot of energy stored as well, which is going to be kind of tough to deal with, but down goes my Lickitung, and then I'm in an awkward spot here. Hypno's going to take super effective damage with the fast moves, but isn't as threatened by the charge moves. Whereas Blastoise, the Power Whip is really going to be threatening. I'm just going to let this go down and try to get some extra farm with Blastoise and see what they have in the back. So I'm able to farm down the Lickitung, and let's see if Blastoise can close out this game. It is a Hypno, so this makes sense. This is their hard counter to a fighter. Still, if they were to see a fighter in the lead, they'd probably end up just sacrificing the Lapras. They bring out the Lapras, and I'm farming up here a bunch because I knew how much energy they had. I'm pretty much at 100 energy right now, so I'm going to throw the Hydro. They shield, which I feel like is a big mistake because I had so much energy stored, so I'm just able to rip off another Hydro. but they wanted me to burn all my energy on my Blastoise. So arguably a smart move on their part, now that I'm thinking about it. But I'm going to be able to get to 2 Hydros here to take out this Hypno and win this game. So Blastoise with 2 shields, really cleaning up that end game there. Good game. Hypno mirror match. So this is always scary. I am running Shadow Ball, so sometimes I just go straight for the Shadow Ball, which is what I'm going to do right here. If they no shield, I can make a swap into Lickitung. And my opponent actually makes a simultaneous blind swap into Lapras, which was a surprise. But I'm totally fine with this, because this is a decent matchup for Lickitung. I do have access to Power Whip to hit for super effective damage. They're most likely going for Skull Bash here, yep. But that's okay. This Lapras is now very, very beefy. Going to be able to throw this Power Whip here. I'm anticipating that they're going to let it go through, and they do because their defense is boosted, so it makes sense. I'm just going to let this go, and this is a prime opportunity for Blastoise to farm this all the way down. If I can correctly shield a Skull Bash, then that puts me in a really good position. They save all that energy on their Lapras and then swap their Hypno. Really nice play. I have to shield this Thunder Punch. And then I tried to catch there, but the game lagged and caused me once again to overtap the water guns, and my switch did not go through. I really wanted to catch that on my Hypno. The game has been unbelievably laggy and clunky for me lately. In the back is an Alolan Sandshrew. Holy cow. And Blastoise is just going to have a field day with this thing. Gonna swap my Hypno and put on some pressure here. Going to throw this Thunder Punch. I don't think this is going to be enough to knock it out, but it's going to put it so low. I know that this is a Night Slash going to be coming through, but no need to shield the first one. And they get to a second one. But I'm just going to let this go as well. And Blastoise is going to farm it down. And then Blastoise should be able to handle this Lapras as well. There's no way that this Lapras is going to be able to get to a Skull Bash. And Blastoise, being relatively tanky, is going to be able to tank that Surf no problem. Water Gun it down, and then Water Gun down the Alolan Sandshrew. Good game. Hypno into Blastoise. So decent lead for me because I do have access to the Thunder Punch to hit for super effective. I go for a catch on my Blastoise here. Honestly, this was not necessary at all, but I kind of just felt like catching a move there. And now we are in a classic reverse situation here. My Blastoise against their Hypno. Their Hypno is Shadow, so my Water Guns are doing more damage here, but the Confusions are really chunking. I really want to be able to get to another Hydro Cannon before they can get to another Thunder Punch, but I am lagging again. Lagging really, really bad, and then I'm not able to get to my move. Really unfortunate. And so down goes the Blastoise. I'm going to bring in my Lickitung and just farm up as much as I possibly can. I know that this is just a Thunder Punch. Going to farm this all the way down and hope that this energy is going to be able to put to some sort of use. Out comes the Blastoise again. And they catch this Power Whip. Really nice play. They catch it on their own Lickitung, and this is all sorts of terrible. A full health Lickitung is kind of just shutting down all this energy that I farmed with my own Lickitung. And they also have energy stored on their Blastoise. So I'm going to swap, go into my Hypno, go for the combo play here, and just put on a lot of pressure. But they're most likely going to save their shield for their Blastoise, and I need to save my shield for the Hydro Cannon that their Blastoise is most likely going to get to. I am worried that their Lickitung has a Body Slam stored because they swapped. So I'm going to throw this Thunder Punch here. I know their Blastoise already has some energy. I really need to get to this Thunder Punch. I'm able to get there. I don't think this is going to be able to take out the Blastoise though. Oh, it's just enough to knock it out? And they end up surrendering there. They must have not had enough energy on their Lickitung. Man, good game. That was a tough game for sure. Very favorable lead for me. No matter what, I need to make sure I maintain switch advantage. So Lickitung into Hypno, very positive situation for me. When your opponent doesn't even bluff Focus Blast, I like that even more because then I don't even need to worry about shielding. These elemental punches are really not threatening at all. And Lickitung always leaves this matchup with a lot of energy stored. So if they bring out their Primeape, which they most likely will, I'll be able to threaten it with a lot of body slams. Most likely Primeape's going to come back in. And I have 2 body slams stored, so I'm just going to throw these both. This is going to do a lot of damage to Primeape because it's so glassy. But they're most likely just going to let both of these go, knowing that Primeape doesn't really have that much value anymore. So I'm just going to go for the safe play, bring out the Hypno. In the back is a Snarl Alolan Muck, and I'm throwing a Thunder Punch here. Hoping that they'll no shield, so then I could just water gun them down. But I get a shield, that's fine. This the water gun damage is doing a lot to this Alolan Muck, and I no shield the first move. I felt like they were going to go for the cheaper move of Dark Pulse because I still had 2 shields. I burned the final shield there, but we're in a pretty good scenario here. I have essentially a full health Hypno still. And they bring out their Primeape, tried to catch a move, but I was going to be able to get to that Hydro Cannon regardless. Good game. Hypno Mirror Match once again. If you go straight for the Shadow Ball and you're successfully able to throw your move first and it actually lands, you can make an aggressive switch into either of your Pokemon, honestly, which is what I do there on my Lickitung. I really hoped that I caught a Shadow Ball. That would have been so cool, but it just ended up being a Thunder Punch. That's fine. Out comes Alolan Sandslash, and you'd think that this would be a decent matchup for it, considering that it's a Steel type, so Body Slam is going to be resisted, but this lick damage is just adding up, and the bulk of Lickitung is just ridiculous. So gonna throw another Body Slam. And despite being down health when I first entered this matchup, Lickitung is hanging no problem. I'm going to swap my Blastoise here, and they bring out their Hypno. I knew this was going to be a Thunder Punch. I really want to be able to farm this down before it gets to another punch. But they're able to get to another one. Unfortunate. But now I'll be able to farm down the Hypno. I'm down shields though. Not great, but I have a lot of energy on my Blastoise. Let's see what they want to do. They still have the Sandslash, and they come in with it, so I'm just going to get rid of this thing and then see what they got going on in the back. So they have a Lapras in the back, a Water Gun Lapras. So I'm going to throw this first Hydro Cannon, and then I have another Hydro Cannon stored. I burned the first shield right there. My opponent might have thought that I was running Skull Bash, so they're going to let that one go through. And now we're on a fairly even playing field. They do have a slight energy advantage, but these confusions are going to put in work. And now all I really need to do is land one more Thunder Punch and I'm in the clear. Going to shield this up just in case they decided to go for the Skull Bash first. But going to be able to get this Thunder Punch, most likely going to be enough to take out this Lapras. And able to win that game there with three Pokemon remaining. Good game. Hypno into Lickitung. This is not good at all. Honestly, my team does not have a direct counter to like a Lickitung safe swap. If my opponent were to swap that, I would most likely have to mirror with my own Lickitung. Here's another example of a Pokemon that is a very good response to Lickitung. Wigglytuff. It's double resisting the lick damage, and it's just bulky enough where these body slams are not as threatening. However, the Wigglytuff does have to throw energy here. There is a case to be made that maybe I should have shielded that to try to force a shield off of the Wiggly, because it just took out like half my Hypno and my entire Lickitung. That Wigglytuff put in a lot of work. Out comes the Lickitung once again, and I'm going to bluff a Focus Blast here. I have enough energy for Focus Blast, but they no shield. Really not good for me. Have to let this go through, and then I'm just hoping that Blastoise can do some work in the back. It's a Nidoqueen in the back. But the unfortunate thing is that I'm going to get debuffed from Poison Fang, and then my opponent, being very smart, is most likely just going to save both their shields for Lickitung, knowing that it has the most value against my team. That's exactly what they do, and at this point there is no win scenario for me anymore. Because of that defense fell from the Poison Fang, the lick damage is just doing too much. And Lickitung outpaces Blastoise to the charge moves regardless. I swapped my Hypno to throw this Thunder Punch, but now I know I'm for sure going to get farmed down. I at least cleared my debuff on my Blastoise. I get farmed down. I really need to be able to Water Gun this down, but man, I feel like this Lickitung has a lot of energy stored. And it has a lot of energy stored. Able to get to this Body Slam, and my opponent is able to take that game. Good game. Hypno into another Lickitung. So bad lead. And so I'm just going to immediately mirror. And then they have a Pidgeot. This is so bad. This is so bad. Pidgeot is a really solid response to Lickitung, and I want you all to watch how my opponent plays this, because I feel like this is a really, really smart way to play this if you're running Pidgeot. They shielded the first Body Slam, and now what they're going to be able to do is farm me all the way down. They Feather Danced me once, they're going to farm me all the way down, and all of this energy that they're going to have loaded coming out of this is just going to ruin my life here. So I'm able to get to another Body Slam, but it doesn't even matter. This Pidgeot's pretty much going to have 100 energy coming out of this. I wanted to try to snipe it down with my Hypno, but I just have to tank whatever this is. Thank goodness it's just a Feather Dance. Out comes the Lickitung again, and my attack has been dropped. This is just all sorts of terrible. I'm going to get farmed down here, and then I'm going to have a very healthy Lickitung with a lot of energy to deal with, and Blastoise cannot hang with that when the Lickitung has so much energy and health remaining. There's just no way. Most likely they're just going Body Slam here, so... Oh, they actually ended up going for the Power Whip. I think at this point I top left. Yep. I thought for some reason they might have baited, but I didn't even get to see the third Pokemon. Good game. Alright, favorable lead for me. Alolan Muck. My team also does not have a hard counter to like an Alolan Muck switch in. So I end up bringing in my Blastoise here, and my opponent goes for the big hitting move of Sludge Wave right off the bat. Really nice play. But I have a feeling that this might be like a double Dark Poison team, potentially like an Alolan Grimer in the back, because they just let their Muck go. I'm down a shield because I was slow on my response. Out comes the Beedrill once again. Going to be able to get a Hydro Cannon off, but most likely my opponent is just going to save their second shield for whatever they have in the back. And it's actually an Alolan Raticate, and this is a problem for my team as well. Definitely a core breaker for Hypno and Lickitung. Luckily, no defense fell on that first crunch. These licks, even though they're triple resisted, still able to generate energy, and these Body Slams are threatening to the Alolan Raticate. Get some classic lag. But I am in a very tough position here. I know that the Beedrill is low, but it has energy stored. They get the defense fell right there, so I really need to clear my debuff. So I'm going to swap right there. And I'm going to shield up this crunch. And then I really thought that my opponent was going to catch, so that's why I kept over farming here. And they catch right there, and they win CMP. So that was kind of a misplay by me there at the end. I should have thrown a lot sooner, and I would have had a potential win condition there. But really well played to my opponent. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the battles, and I hope you're having good luck with your own battles. But thank you all so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next video.